This is Friday to Friday, your weekly rap wrap-up, going through the releases in rap and hip-hop from Friday, July 27th to Friday, March 6th. I have with me today producer Gav, aka Lunar G. Say hello.
What up, what up? What's going on?
And we have artist manager and producer Matt. Say hello.
Yo, what's up?
And we got a good amount of releases this week. Some interesting and exciting stuff. We have Lil Yachty and Concrete Boys, It's All Us Volume 2, Boldy James and Rome Streetz with the Manhunt EP, the Gorillaz, The Mountain, Chase B with Be Very Afraid, Volume 1, La Russell, produced by Lil Jon with Something in the Water, RJD2 and Supastition with According To, BabyTron with Out on Bond Again, Wiz Khalifa with Girls Love Horses, So Camo with Big Country, Ryder with Ryder Hood 2, Foggy Raw with No Due Respect, Toby Lou with Crazy Boots, Promau with 35 Nights, and last but not least, Joey Valence Brae with the deluxe edition of their 2025 Hyperyouth project. So this one's called Hyperyouth Afterparty. That's the full rundown, so let's go ahead and get into it. Matt, what's your first pick for this week?
So I'll dive in right away to the Gorillaz album, which was a trip of an album to listen to. I know like the big Gorillaz hits, but I hadn't been checking out their last albums. This album made me want to do that. It's very weird. It's at first very uncomfortable because you're hearing a lot of new sounds. There's a lot of weird flutes in there. The verses kind of feel like coming out of nowhere, but it kind of works all beautifully. The song with Proof, posthumous verse, I really recommend checking out. It's a crazy beat switch up, just completely unexpected. Every beat was just, again, wild and weird. I don't know that I'll go back to it a lot because it's better to listen as a project, I'd say. But the song with Proof, I'm definitely going to be going back to. And Black Thought, a couple of verses from Black Thought 2, which he just, of course, sounds good on everything. Slid on those really, really weird beats, but it was cohesive. Just very a lot to take in, but it was a fun album.
Yeah, the Black Thought verses were over some pretty untraditional hip hop beats, whereas the Proof verse I found to be kind of like the most just straight up hip hop moment of the whole album. Because you're not really getting the classic Gorillaz formula of like the bridge breaks down into a hip hop beat that's perfect for like a Deltron or something like that. It's totally different vibe, but still at the same time feels very Gorillaz.
And with Proof, the build-up that they gave him, because often I find, again, posthumous verses are a bit eerie to listen to sometimes. They gave him a really epic introduction.
Yeah. Personally, I felt like this was a really, really cool direction for Damon Albarn and like the Gorillaz as a whole, just because I have kind of been keeping up with them. And I totally agree with what you said, Matt, that this was kind of like caught me off guard at first with some of the sounds. But I thought that it kind of reminded me of the same musical exploration they did with Plastic Beach. How there was just kind of some different sounds sonically in there. I really liked Orange County. That was probably one of my favorite songs. I know it wasn't like traditionally a hip hop track, but it did give me kind of like LCD sound system kind of feeling. I had that Middle Eastern flavor in there with some of the instrument choices. And like you said, the Black Thought stuff was really, really good too. Like the Empty Dream Machine. I thought the production was really, really cool on that.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing I would say is like if you're coming to it for the features, if you're just a hip hop fan coming to it for the features, you're probably going to be like, this is a bit odd. But if you're a Gorillaz fan and you're into their direction, then you're going to have fun with the features on this for sure.
Yeah, this one was sweet. Especially me being from Detroit, it was cool seeing them do an homage to Proof. Thought it was really cool to kind of acknowledge like they've always been tapped into hip hop. Thought they did it really, really well too.
100%. All right, Gav, what's your next pick for this week?
Yeah, I was most excited, I'm not going to lie, about the Hyperyouth Afterparty. Not because it was a deluxe edition, but because I kind of missed it the first time around. So this really was like a totally fresh release for me, which is kind of crazy because I love JVB. I don't know what happened. I didn't even see that this came out, but I could probably list every track on this album. Like, I really, really liked it a lot. I thought that some of the standout songs were like Bust a Move, I Like This, Changes, Party's Over. I thought Changes was probably like the most unique, just for the production on the track. Like, it gave me kind of like a recession pop vibe mixed with like early 2010s EDM. And it was kind of like an introspective song and on the emotional side, which I always kind of find myself being drawn to and just kind of appreciating in music.
Yeah, Sam, agreed. To me, I find JVB, like every album it's one of those rare groups that I could listen to the entire album from the first track to the end. Like most albums nowadays in the last couple of years, like it's hard to do from A to Z, but I can put on any JVB album and it's just, the vibes are always there. And this one was, again, it's more of the same vibes, but different, if that makes sense, where like it's still them, it's still their sound, but just somehow still sounds new and fresh, even though it's kind of like a sound from the 90s that is just, again, repolished and just sounds so good. It doesn't sound nostalgic, it sounds new, and that's what I really like about them and this album too.
Nice. I didn't check that out, but I did hear the original from last year. But I found it interesting that they added all of the new songs at the beginning. So there was like 6 songs new at the beginning, and then just the rest of the album plays out as released last year. You prefer that? Interesting. Okay, that's kind of what I was wondering.
I mean, I had never experienced it. It was my first time, but it's kind of annoying sometimes to have to go all the way till the end just to see what the songs are. Is there any features? What's the name of the song? Which one am I going to check? Yeah. This one was just like, just dive in and, and then you hear the rest of the album after, which is not a problem, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer the format.
Yeah, the worst is when they put some at the start and some at the end, and then I'm having to go back to the original and like try to figure out, because if I'm not that familiar with the original, then I'm going to be like, which ones are the new ones? Just make it easy for me.
Hey, this is news to me that the new songs were at the beginning. So, like I said, I totally missed it the first time around, and I'm not mad about it. I thought it was really cool. Like, just immediately I was like, oh yeah, now I'm going to like this whole album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, JVB, very good duo there. I want to go into my next pick here. It's RJD2 and Supastition with the According To album. This is some real ass hip hop. If you like sampled beats, intricate pen, advanced lyrics, like this shit is crazy. If you like that kind of thing, this is for you. You have like 2 veterans coming together to make advanced level old school hip hop. That's what's interesting about it.
Yeah.
They're so far into it, but they're still making that old school sound. And Supastition, he just writes these great concept songs where every track has a super strong, clear, concise concept. You get like a song about needing better friends, a song about not making enough money, a song about there being no expiration date on being a rapper. My lyric of the week has to go to Supastition with this one. He said, "Y'all stay on demon time, I be on God's watch, but I'm drawing chalk outlines, y'all playing hopscotch." He said, "I'm with God, not the devil, but I'm still gonna kill you." Thought that was pretty great.
So it's a holy war.
Yeah, so that's RJD2 and Supastition with According To. Matt, what's your next pick?
The new Concrete Boys album, It's Us Volume 2. I really liked the first one a lot. The second one was definitely different. I think I was expecting the same vibes from the first one. It's to me completely different. Of course, you have one less member, Caribou, that was replaced by Honest. It was good. It was good. It was just it was different. I keep going back to it, trying to kind of see like, which song I'm gonna save, which one I'm gonna keep. I found that there was a lot more of a Michigan vibe to it than I was expecting. The kind of like Detroit style beats.
2
which I like
features on here.
Yeah, that's it, which I don't mind. It was just, it was different, than what I was expecting. And the Rio verse, of course, that always hits.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was different. I liked it. I'm still going back to the first one, I think, a little bit more. But sometimes, like this kind of album, to me, I think is going to take a little bit of time to see what I'm going back to. But overall, yeah, it was a good listen.
Oh yeah, hearing that it's got a lot of Detroit beats and just like Flint vibes to it, I'm not mad about that, because he spent some time, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago now, in Flint. Like he was just rolling around with Rio, RMC Mike, Y&J, all those dudes.
Wow. He has a song to it, T Grizz, I think, too, no?
Yeah, yep. Dude, he's got so many ties to Michigan for no reason. All the dudes from Flint took him around, and he was out here for a while. But yeah, he did a whole project around that time that was on like Detroit and Flint beats. And I forget what it was, something like Michigan Boy Boat or something like that.
I did not know about that.
The name of the album. Yeah. I'll find it and share a song, but yeah, that one's hard, so I'm definitely going to check this out. I'm kind of bummed about Caribou not being in the group. I remember there was some drama. I don't remember the details, but She had a couple songs on the first project that I liked, like bars, just standout bars, I felt like. But yeah, no, I'll check this one out.
And I think it's important to go into it without thinking of the first one. I think that was my problem, was I really went in kind of expecting like the more sample heavy, a bit less like rap, kind of aggressive jumping in kind of rap. Not that the new one is that exactly. It's just like it's very Detroit, which again, nothing wrong with. It's just it wasn't what I was expecting. Overall though, good album, good sound. Lil Yachty knows what he's doing. And there was a lot of also voice changing too. Artists that like kind of I had to go back and check the feature to kind of know who it was. A lot of experimentation too with the hooks. But yeah, it's a fun album.
Some Travis Scott stuff. You
Yeah.
have no idea who's saying what. You know, like, let me see Genius if anyone's figured this out yet.
And I didn't know much about Honest, which is the newest member. So I kind of had to like double check. And then he changes his voice a little bit too. So it's kind of really having to piece together features. Yeah.
Yeah, Honest is cool. I was like, to be honest, a little disappointed they didn't replace Caribou with another female rapper. I just thought that would have been a more interesting dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, so besides Yachty in the group, Draft Day, DC2 Trill, Camo, and Honest. There's definitely some standout tracks on here. Copy, okay, cool. Just like I thought somebody just pissed off Yachty. I don't know what happened on that one. But it's a pretty cool beat switch. It starts out with a rage beat by Sad Pony, and then it does a beat switch into Cardo Got Wings. Gotta love Cardo. 3 Syrups, that one had a ill hook and some good pass backs.
Yachty went crazy on that one.
Yeah, the pass back energy on this was really what kept me interested. So because I didn't know the previous Concrete Boys project, for me, I was just more comparing this to other Yachty projects. And the group aspect kept me way more entertained than a solo Yachty project. The voices jumping around, the different styles, like I was very entertained the whole time, even though on repeat listen, there's some skips on here, but some stuff that I'll definitely be playlisting on here as well.
And I was happy to get more Camo too. Like on the first album, Camo stood out a lot to me on certain songs, and I found on this one they kind of give him a bit more room to shine. Gab, I don't know if you remember this one, but there's the Point Me To It song from the first album, which is kind of like heavy, and it's a bit more like sample and just kind of uplifting. I saw a lot of people online kind of wanting that kind of vibe, but again, just completely different. So I would have loved to have heard this album not having heard the first. Definitely going back to it, and again, like I said, excited that Camo got more time on it.
I still love the album that Yachty put out in 2023, the Let's Start Here. The like really trippy, kind of just crazy. Whenever we talk about like old Yachty stuff or past projects, like that one totally stands out from the others.
Yeah, I agree about that.
And I remember that one too, kind of again giving the feeling of, oh, this is, which now I'm realizing might just be what the Yachty album magic is, where every new album you kind of get shocked by the new vibes that are brought, kind of forgetting what the previous vibes were. No, that one too was a surprise too.
Yeah, no, he's sick as an artist. He's cool performing too. I've seen him a couple times live.
Nice.
Fun.
Yeah, I saw Yachty once before I was even really a fan of him in 2019. He's playing on the same stage as Billie Eilish and Brockhampton. It's just weird to think about those three being like the same level at that time.
Yeah.
Gav, do you have any more picks from this week?
The third album I really dove into was the Manhunt EP.
Yes.
I thought this was a great release. It's real short and sweet, which I thought was nice, because with the volume that Boldy James has been putting out, I feel like that's really important. To just not kind of oversaturate. It's cool if he wants to have a ton of songs out, but as long as the projects are kind of like concise and focused, I feel like that's awesome. There were a couple standout tracks on here for me. I really liked Tricky, which I know is pretty much just Rome Streetz the whole time, but I thought that the production on it was just really sick. There's so much space on the track and just ambient sounds kind of in the background. Just really filled everything out really nicely, I felt like.
Yeah, this was like classic, and it's just exactly what you expect it to be. It's nothing more, nothing less, but I mean that in the best way possible. Like, I am not sick of either Rome Streetz or Boldy James at the moment, so even with as often as they drop, they're perfect together. Their flows and the way they jump back and forth was really impressive, and they're like the exact same font of rapper. Like, they just...
Yeah.
They just make sense on the same track.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like for me, like I guess it's a big difference going from the Yachty album to this, where this is exactly what I was expecting. It's consistent. It's exactly what I was picturing in my mind, and I'm not mad at all about it. And a good point to it with it being an EP. I'm sure they could have made it an album. I'm sure Boldy has computers and computers full of songs and thousands, but keep it short. Yeah. Especially with the amount of quantity, the amount he's putting out. Like it's a really good idea to kind of keep your quality, up. And it's just going to look better in his catalog in the future. Great addition. Loved it. Nothing else to say, really.
So Nicholas Craven produced 2 of these. Other producers on this project, we have Denny LaFleur, Dirtwork, Wavy to God, and Chuck Strangers. So couple new faces, couple familiar faces for me.
Yeah, I think I picked out mostly like Cheat the Grind, Tricky, and Only One were the tracks that really stood out to me.
And the Craven production definitely sticks out. Like it's definitely one that you kind of instantly recognize.
What's your next pick, Matt?
I'll bring up I guess this is probably your pick too, but the BabyTron album.
Did you get a chance to check that out, Gav?
I did.
Good.
I'm not going to say anything good or bad. I thought that there were a couple really good songs. BabyTron is really playing heavy on one sound right now that I think is pretty niche. I don't think it's bad by any means, but I think it's just really niche. So I think there were a couple songs that I liked on there a lot. A couple that I was just kind of like, meh. Not great, not terrible.
Yeah, no, same. Like to me, like that's exactly why originally I wasn't gonna listen to it, because I know the sound that he gives, and I knew what to expect, and it was that. But then Jacob told me that there was some really weird beats, so of course I had to check that. So there's a song called JJ, which made me. So I went to check the sample. I had never heard of this group called Planet Patrol, and it's like electro hip hop ish from like the 80s, and they only dropped one album. Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm happy I found a new group. Thank you, BabyTron. But that flow on that beat, like I liked the beat. It was very like my kind of style, like a little electro, whatever. But the flow was so restrictive on the beat. It was so not in any of the pockets that were there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he could rap. The thing is, like he has bars. Like he's not saying nothing. Like it was all good rapping. It's just it didn't fit the cadence of the beat really.
Yeah.
I feel the same.
That's the one thing when you stick to a flow. Like it kind of, you can't just copy paste it on everything.
Yeah. This niche sound that you were talking about that BabyTron is on right now, it's kind of this weird 80s pop synth sampling mixed with the Detroit rap sound. And to be honest, like, it's confusing for me. It's confusing for my ears. I don't understand.
It's hard for me because I love that style of production. I like disco is probably like my second or third favorite genre, and then like everything surrounding it. Yeah. So to me, it's hard because I'm like, I love
and
this.
And you still didn't like it because I don't like disco and 80s synth like at all. Sonically, it's just uninteresting to me. So that is like a double miss for me.
It's tough. It was tough, I think, is the only way I can put it. Just for that reason, not because I don't like it. There have been projects that he's put out that I really like, and the production's similar. Like Jesus Shuttleworth reminds me of this one a lot, and I totally agree. It's definitely like pop synth heavy. Kind of sounds like a 80s action movie that he's rapping over. That's the best way I can put it.
Which in theory I should love, right? But I feel like he would be able to kind of switch up the flow and go in another pocket. It just kind of feels like he doesn't want to, which I respect. I respect it. But I, like you said before, I can't really like talk bad about it because again, he could rap. He has bars. He's not just saying nonsense. He has a good flow. It's with the production, it sounds forced together a little bit.
But I do love the trying something unique, trying something new. I hate to even like 100%. Down trying something like new sonically. I think it's a great idea to try new things, but this was just not it for me. But also, my problem was that it was almost like a weird, just every other song. It's like you go to these like regular Detroit beats and then back to like these weird 80s synth beats. And that was really made it not feel like a cohesive project. It just kind of felt like a mixtape. It felt
mixtapey a little bit.
Yeah. So I would have preferred all those just on their own project. The standout tracks for me, IDK, 9/11 featuring Rio, USA, GoldenEye.
9/11 I liked. GoldenEye I liked. Like, a couple stood out to me.
I just realized that Rio has been on quite a few projects that came out on Friday.
Rio is out and about.
He's been busy. JJ, the one that I like the lyrics on, same kind of thing. I was like, this is weird. Like, I like it, but I don't know why. I was like, I think I just like what he's saying.
I was like, do I save it? Do I, like, I kind of, what I like to do is I like to see if the next day, if I still think of the song, if it's still in my head, then I'll go back and, like, save it. Honestly, today it's been kind of coming back a lot.
That's the only one that's I remember by name until you said the couple, Jacob. You said GoldenEye and 9/11.
I did also want to shout out the track called USA because on just some rapidy rap shit, he names every single state and he goes through all 50 states in like a crazy like
he
rap.
Could rap.
It's really
like,
impressive.
Did you guys listen to 100 Bars?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing, like...
Oh, he has this thing. I don't know what it is. I think he just does this shit for fun, honestly. Like, I don't think he takes it super seriously. Like, he's not worried about commercial value.
I could see
100 Bars is, he's like, well, he raps.
Oh, he does the numbers, 1 through 100?
And incorporates them into a bar.
That's so interesting because that's such a, like, old school rap style thing to flex your lyrical
it's like
skill.
Rap ABCs.
Yeah, which is not what I think
you
of
don't see that nowadays
BabyTron
at all.
as.
The guy could rap, like he really could. It really feels like he is choosing to specifically stay with that flow, which like
definitely purposeful.
You know, 100 bars is crazy. Like you were saying on JJ, like he's saying things like the bars are hitting.
Production was for me on it, but I was just like, the bars are hard, so I can't hate it because I'm like, this is pretty good, to be honest. It's just not what I would listen to for the music.
In his shoes, like he's probably the kind of guy where it's just, you can feed him any beat, just throw him, 100 beats, he'll rap on every single one of the beats and he'll rap well, but like he'll deliver, hundreds of songs just kind of with the same flow that way,
Very old school, like, and not in a bad way. It's very like, this is my flow. You can identify me from it type shit.
All right, so next pick, I wanted to talk about Chase B, Be Very Afraid, Volume 1. Like Matt has been saying recently, 2026 is looking like a more producer-led year, and this project is definitely a part of that. Pretty insane list of features on this. Don Toliver, Sofago, Sheck West, Big Sean, Babyface Ray, Sway Lee, Travis Scott, Quavo, Ty Dolla $ign. Like, it's insane.
It felt like a bit of a flex.
Oh yeah.
But I'm happy. I feel like we haven't really seen a collection of this many people in the last couple of years with all the beefs and all the everyone not getting along. Like this just felt like a nice little project.
I really want to check this one out because anytime I see producer-led albums that especially are like collections of features, I feel like they're kind of done for fun.
And it's not a long listen. It's 13 songs. So it's because like, for example, like the Gorillaz album, I think each song is like 7 minutes long. Like this one is a nice little digestible album.
It's always cool to see the perspective that a producer takes to put an album together too, because it's a completely different perspective than an artist putting an album together.
Oh yeah, knowing because you're kind of seeing where you want to put your features, and I don't know if he knows in advance who he's getting. Like, does he already have like all the favors lined up? But it was very cohesive. Sounded good. Yeah. I mean, they're all people that are like in that realm of like Cactus Jack and like Travis Scott. Like they're all frequent collaborators. So I'm sure like it wasn't crazy hard to get all of the features, but nice to see Sheck West. I feel like I haven't seen Sheck West in some time.
I fuck with Sheck West.
Yeah.
Jack Boys too, baby. So happy that we got that.
Yeah.
All right, what we talked about today: Lil Yachty and Concrete Boys with It's All Us Volume 2, Boldy James and Rome Streetz with Manhunt, Gorillaz with The Mountain, Chase B with Be Very Afraid, RJD2 and Supastition with According To, BabyTron with Out on Bond Again, and Joey Valence Brae with Hyperyouth Afterparty. Real quick, the stuff we didn't cover that came out this week: La Russell, produced by Lil Jon, Something's in the Water. Wiz Khalifa with Girls Love Horses. So Camo with Big Country. Ryder with Riderhood 2. Foggy Raw with No Due Respect. Toby Lou with Crazy Boots. Chromau with 35 Nights. That's everything that came out this week, guys. Let's go ahead and do what we've been working on this week. For me, Got 5 new beats uploaded to the FO Beats YouTube channel, which are written by the main producer at Frequency Overflow, Lo, very talented producer, and just been getting into the swing of the podcast and making shorts for the podcast and editing it. Just been enjoying editing again. It's been fun. So yeah, what about you, Matt?
Musically, just been trying to catch up on music. There's been a lot of music this year, so it's a lot to catch up on. Wiz Khalifa's at like 3 albums already this year, so that's been keeping me busy. But yeah, just mostly working and listening to music.
All right, what about you, Gav?
Musically, I've been just producing, helping out with this, obviously, gearing up for this, listening to stuff. I have a long list to catch up on as well, so I feel you there, Matt. But today, I actually started interning with an engineer and worked on a pretty cool project for a new TV show that's coming out. I'm excited to start working with him and just start kind of dipping my toes into the audio engineering world a little more.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, releases coming up next week. I know we're all super excited about Denzel Curry and The Scythe with Strictly for the Scythe.
Yes.
Also, we got Joey Cool with Time Will Tell, Netspend with Early Life Crisis, and Ty Dolla $ign with Girl Music Volume 1. Thank you guys for joining me this
Friday.
week. Yeah, hopefully we'll see if it ends up ramping up a bit more.
Now it's catch up.
Yes, yeah, definitely. We need a slower week to catch up, man. 2026 has been on fire. This has been Friday to Friday. To get a hold of us, you can email friday2fridaypodcast@gmail.com. Our intro and outro music by Lunar G. Find him at prodbylunar.g on Instagram. Podcast edited by me, Jacob, from Frequency Overflow. You can find me at Frequency Overflow. Join us every week to stay in tune with hip-hop releases from Friday to Friday. Peace!